and welcome back into the channel. This is Chapter 2 on Conqueror Parish, The Journey. Well, strange lady's gone. She's not at her desk. She's not in the lobby. She's not making coffee. Don't see any food laid out. And she even left the door wide open. This is the last time I book with Travago. As I mentioned last evening, this territory belongs to the Suicide Squad, or, well, it had been. 2 large bases, one in the industrial area at the docks, the other in the city on the docks. Every step I take brings me deeper into the territory that they once frequently roamed. I'll have to keep my head on a swivel, take extra care here. Some smoke, we can put that to use later, and much needed upgrade to footwear, insulation, and a knife sheath. Cherno military checkpoint. Never too hopeful when I'm here. Never find anything useful. Well, not much of use anyway. Some things maybe have trade value. But mostly, I just find ammo for guns I don't have. Right over there, 12 o'clock high. That's where one of the SS bases used to be, and I see their flags are still there but pretty damn low. I doubt they're going to rebuild there. This I can probably use at a later date. Stash it somewhere safe. I'll do that off camera. Don't want you getting an advantage over me and taking my shit. And coincidentally, I haven't found a bit of fruit on this hill, which makes me believe that the SS hasn't been around in the last few days. At least this part of Cherno. Cherno's a very vast city. Well, salute to them. It was a nice base. I didn't go inside it, but I did overwatch its raid. I was invited along on the 7 Deadly raid on it, and I posted up in a nearby building, provided some security. Alright, we're not looking for too much in here, nothing special at all. Maybe a pair of cargo pants, as we do need to upgrade our inventory space and our insulation. If we can't find anything here, we'll skip over to the fire station and eventually see if we can't get some pants and or a jacket there. Probably wouldn't hurt to loot PD too. With that bear close to the coast, I imagine they're roaming everywhere, and God knows what the wolf population is here. I haven't seen any yet, but they have to be out there. Oh snap, incoming. That hit right where we just left. Up at Cherno Military. Yeah, look at there. Green egg air of death. Had we been up there, we would have contracted such a man cold that no woman could cure. Well, here we are at another chain, and yet again, no reception. Electrical repair kit. Not much use for those right now. Use that for improvised explosive devices or fixing scopes. As well, it can be used to repair rangefinders. Alright, I've had my fill of this industrial area. And it's only a matter of time before someone logs in up top and puts one in my head. Check out this guard building and then move into the city, which might not be a smart move, as my path takes me right across Suicide Squad's main base, main entrance. Right over yonder. That blue light, that's the entrance to the SS. I guess I don't have to go right by its entrance, but this is the main pathway to it. If I'm gonna run into anybody, it's gonna be around here. To the untrained eye, it looks like I'm just wandering around aimlessly. However, I am checking these fruit trees, as that serves 2 purposes. Number 1, primarily feeding my belly. Number 2, player activity. Protective case. Now, had I kept that electrical repair kit, I could have used it with this to create the housing for C4 or grenades in an improvised explosive device. But you keeners already knew that. For now, it'll serve as storage for my delicates. Tomato, tomato. No matter which way you say it, it's all going to end up in the same place. My colon. Head torch. Well, it has its useful moments. We'll be able to move in the dark a little better, that's for sure. Well, that looks interesting. There's a few more cars there than usual. We'll have to go and take a look at that. That right there is our target, PD. But I want to check out this rail yard first. It's piqued my curiosity. It's a very busy looking rail yard, however, not a whole lot laying around. A little disappointing. Aesthetically pleasing though. I wish you could loot more than just the hats off the infected, because I'd be snapping up that gray bomber jacket in a heartbeat. There isn't really much here that's lootable. We have this large tent, which is large and cumbersome and has no storage capability whatsoever. Well, the main road out of town, or into the city, is a mess. Looks like something major went down here. Yes, sir. Thanks for the beer, bub. Holy barricades, Batman. Looks like the last remaining city officials tried to make a strong point here. Doesn't look like they were successful. I get a very uneasy feeling down here. There's high wires and scaffolding all over the building. Looks totally deserted, yet I feel like I'm being watched. There we go, something with a little stopping power. BK-133, 6-round pumpy. Some of the PDs in Conqueror Parish have mini armories in them. I'm hoping this is one. Ah, here we go. A small, yet effective armory. There's always going to be a gun here. I was half hoping to find the winter jacket, the winter police jacket from CH2. Well, that city skyline, with all the tight ropes and scaffolding, sure does look interesting. But that's not our mission. Our mission is to get back to my old base to secure what property remains. This we'll have to hold for another time. This would be the starting point, I would guess. Over there and beyond. Interesting. Alright, next destination, the fire station. See if we can't get ourselves a nice jacket, maybe some pants. And this is what I was talking about regarding the food situation. It's not that there's no food. You just gotta search for it. It's there. Time to head uphill to that fire station. This appears to be a mobile science lab. Desk, computer, periodic table, and, oh, a pox grenade. We'll take that. Seems the infected are waking up in the city. This gentleman means to have words with me. It's alright, we'll give him the dipsy doodle. Here's the dipsy. And here's the doodle. The dipsy doodle. I seem to be experiencing a little bit of latency. There's a chug in my movement. It heard the door. I should have left it alone. Sweet. Fire pants. Finally something with adequate insulation and a little bit more storage capacity. Could have used a jacket as well, but I do believe I have one at my base, or what's left of my base, if there's anything there at all. Pretty much have everything I need out of the city. Now I'll head myself west and loot along the way. Now this part of the Cherno suburbs I really don't care for. I always get a creepy, uneasy feeling here, like I'm definitely being watched. And the infected are hiding everywhere. You stir one, you get 10. We will definitely not be using a gun unless we have to. And we won't be wasting our time looting these buildings. Absolutely garbage loot in them. The only buildings to have any value are these utility sheds. These, and maybe some of the supermarkets. What these random apartments are good for? Housing player. It's basically a labyrinth of base locations. A solo, duo, or even a small group can maintain low footprint bases within these apartments, and if done correctly, virtually undetectable. And that school is often a great place for larger groups to inhabit. Well, that's a good find. Far too many storage spaces to take with me. We'll have to eat it on the spot. That's a big 9 slots, that box. A deployed canopy tent. Someone's definitely been here recently. I think that I'll get through this section of the city as quick as possible and head down over into Balota Airfield, which is just west of us. Uh-oh, things just got real. I've gone and done it. There's 2 or 3 of them here. Definitely time to pull out the gun. They're everywhere, and they're persistent, but no one ever accused them of being smart. Look at her. She has no clue where I am. All that trouble for a canned pork. Oh well, it'll add to its taste. There's a small row of garages just up ahead. We'll check those, and then we'll veer off to our left, down into the airfield. And coincidentally, any one of these roofs overlooking the airfield is a perfect vantage point for any decent sniper into that airfield. There's definitely no shortage of tools laying about. I'm frequently finding saw, hatchets, rope, nails, I haven't seen any wire or pliers yet, but I'm more than confident they're out there. Well, that's interesting and relatively new, since the last time I passed through this area. Not quite sure if a plane crashed into a base or if someone decided to build a base around a plane. Either way, it would make an interesting place to live. However, a little too hot for my liking. Asking for trouble. It's at a military airfield for one, and it's right out in the open on the coast. It would take someone with a great deal of patience to live here. You'd be under constant threat and scrutiny, if you'd ask me. Anywhere else, this would be a fine challenge of a base to build. Interesting. I can't fit out that door. And really, I don't want to spend much more time trying. Well, as I said, other than its location, this would make a fantastic challenge base. A lot you could do with it. A lot you can't do with it here. But, speaking of bases, we have our own to get to, or at least to its site to see what's left. I'm only a couple of kilometers away now, so no point wasting any more time. I'll make a straight run too. Not really much but countryside and cottages from here on out. Maybe one small town in between here and my destination. Should be pretty relaxing. An easy journey. Now, just down this dirt track, the last cottage. There was a base I raided not long ago. Well, a couple weeks now. It belongs to a member of the Suicide Squad. Yeah, just a single member living off on his own, which I think is pretty cool. I disagree with the rule that a faction has to live together. Sometimes you just want a little piece of forest for yourself. I can respect that. However, in doing so, doesn't give up your responsibilities to the faction. You still should come to the main base's aid when in trouble, and you should contribute to its supply. And more importantly, you lend yourself to faction action. What they do, you do. Well, it doesn't look like the member is rebuilt, and I don't see why he should. At least for me, this is a main route of travel. Everything still appears to be exactly where I left it, as I didn't touch a thing. Aside from helping myself to the nails that were laying about, and a couple of grenades. That's all I got out of this raid. The reward definitely did not offset the expenditure of breaking in here. It was pretty expensive. Alright, enough reminiscing here. It's time to get off to see the General, and then home. The General is a very well hidden Easter egg in Chernarus, and more importantly, I use it as a landmark for navigation. And I also use it frequently as a place to stop, light a fire, cook a meal, and I might even stash a few things in its proximity. And there he is, standing in his magnificence, the Lost General. Fallen statue representing an old world. Well, I've got nothing to cook or stash, so moving on. It's good to see you, sir. I'll always take time out to enjoy a nice penny bun. Delicious. Not much further now. We're only 2 valleys away. We got to skirt around the gas zone. Other than that, should be smooth sailing. CR527 with a hunting scope. Yeah, I think I'm going to swap that with the shotgun. And that's the problem with wearing a head torch. When you're trying to load a weapon, it comes on, damn it. Don't necessarily need this chicken. Takes up a lot of inventory space too, but since it's here, I might as well. I'm not going to clean it right yet though. I don't know quite what the decay rate is on meat, so we'll keep it whole for now. Well, here we are, Pavlovo Military Valley. We're just going to kitty corner right across the edge of this fence up to the main road, where the checkpoint is. I've yet to explore down there in the gas zone. I've got the gear, or well, I had the gear, back at the base where I'm heading to. If it's still there, I may have to secure that gear and put it on my agenda. The only items that I'm really interested in seeing survive at my base is, well, the golden punch cards. Just under the prison island, there's an old armory that requires a punch card to access. And I should head there to get better weapons and better insulated clothing. But without that card, I'm pretty much SOL. So we have to go back to base and check and see if any have survived. I only have 3 other options at my disposal to find a punch card. 1 would be finding a player that already has one. 2, well, finding one on a convoy. And 3, heading up to the armory on Green Mountain. It used to be quite a dangerous place to go. However, I'm told lately it's more of a safe zone. So I might have an easy go, if the punch cards still exist there. My base is just in the next valley, after the town of Pavlovo. Not finding much fruit along the main road into town, which is a good sign. I may be free of player up ahead. The bad news, however, there's a church in town, which undoubtedly means the mummy infected are here. Nothing really I need in town at the moment, however I would like to check the market. I might find a savanna or a tundra. It seems that this town is quite overgrown. Now the only other thing that I would require out of this town would be the water well. Other than that, it's just regular common loot here. This town sure has changed a lot, with no one around to maintain the foliage. Mother Nature's reclaiming its land. Yeah, see that? Down in that field right there. Mummy infected. Better off down there than over here, I say. And it's a crossbow. Crossbow is a great little tool to clear the infected silently out of a town. but it's very loud on the shoulder. Look at you in your banana boots. Cute. Good night. Just check the last row of houses here before I leave town, past the farm, and down into the valley. Now, what do we have here? This is definitely new. I have a castle in my backyard. Well, maybe not my backyard, but within a stone's throw. I wonder if this is occupied. Well, that would be where I would make my motor pool, store my vehicles. If I were to take over this location, which is highly possible. Let's check it out. It comes with a fresh water source, built-in water well, pretty damn nice view if I don't say so myself. I'm seriously considering this location. However, at the moment, my primary mission is still looming. I need to return to my old base location to find out what remains. I'll duck in here, clear green mustache, and then I'm just across the field. down into the valley. Well, here I is. This was home. And it was home for several weeks. It went unnoticed, untouched, untampered with. And it was simple. The wall post, they didn't protrude through the floor of the bridge. Everything was nice and neat, tucked away. It was basically just one big square covering up these tents and crates. No more, no less. Well, there's my NBC kit, my armament, and, more importantly, my helmets. Oh, I love these gray helmets. Now, where are the punch cards? I think I had them in my sea chest, if I don't remember correctly. Yes, I do. There they are. My flag, an armband, payday mask, and 2 punch cards. I held on to the payday mask as once upon a time you could glitch the payday mask on while you were wearing a ghillie hood. See if we can't get that done. Now, before, you used to just drop them on the ground, cycle to them left to right, and then mash your action button. But it doesn't take it anymore. Maybe they patched it out. Either way, we're going with the ghillie hood. We'll use an improvised face wrap. But I think that's it for this one. We've made it back to our home, and everything is accounted for. We'll have to figure out some way to secure it, or at least take the important things and say goodbye to everything else. Pull up stakes and move to a new location. Maybe that castle we just left. It's got ample room, maybe a little bit too much for one person. We'll have to see. But for now, it's time to bed down and get some winks. We'll see you tomorrow.